Good morning, Africa. Welcome to your morning show, Good Morning Africa, live on Cnetv. So this is a beautiful Friday morning. So we are helping you start your day as usual. You know how we do it on the show. So we have a lot of headlines for you. We have all the market updates ranging from cryptocurrency market, stock, commodity, and FS market. So I'm your anchor for this show, Lee. So let's look at how it's going to be unfolding today. We look at the motivation for the day. Motivation for the day, those are ways to keep you going in the morning, even though you have no reasons to continue pushing forward. So we are here to help you have reasons, numerous reasons, most especially now there is not yet a bull run. We are looking at staring at a possible bear run. So we're going to be looking at different markets. We're going to be looking at stock, like I said earlier, FS, commodity, and cryptocurrency market. So we'll be looking at some of the headlines. Today we have a lot of headlines ranging from Luna, ranging from Federal Reserve Bank comment on stablecoin and CBDC. So a lot of them that we have here. After the headlines, we are going to be having our guest. Our guest today is not going to be coming at exactly 8 a.m. So we'll be expecting our guest around 8:30 or thereabouts, West African time. So after that, after having, you know how it normally happen here, after having all those interesting conversations, our guests are helping us break down some of those headlines, make some inputs for you to be able to comprehend better and understand those trending headlines. So after that, we will just do a recap and call it a day. It's always a very beautiful time. Whenever I remember coming here every morning, I know I'm really playing a part. I enjoy it. Playing a part in helping you kick-starting your day. So we take a quick break. When we return, we start the discussion proper. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. It's still Good Morning Africa live on Cnetv is a beautiful program that comes your way every weekdays, 7 a.m. West African time to 10 a.m. So we come here helping you kickstart your day, giving you all the informations around blockchain, crypto, and fintech, and also helping you understand the market and having a discussion around those trending headlines. So we are going to be looking at motivation for the day. I know it's very early. If we are headquartered in Lagos State, Nigeria, so these are around after 7 hour time. I know some persons in Kenya, this should be around 9 a.m. in Kenya. This should be around 6 a.m. in Ghana, and all the rest of them. So different time zones of it. Almost every African country is experiencing a morning time. So it's a good morning to you, Africa. So what I'm going to be talking about this morning is about, I'm going to be looking at failure, the way we see failure. So persons see failure from different perspectives, from different directions. So it's important that you understand what failure is. Failure is not final. So it's, when you look at failure, so some persons look at failure as if failure is final. So what happens that you learn from failure than success. So it helps you build character. So those are things we may not know about failure. So what happens, failure is not final, is when you give up. So giving up is what gives failure that ability to be the final say. So whatever you may be going through, whatever you're doing, never give up. Even if you have failed, innovators have really, well, if you're an innovator, a startup, you may have failed several times and you don't know what to do again. Know that you are not a failure. Because failure is a process. It gives you time to learn. If you are, because I'm an innovator too, I know what it is. You don't normally get it at the. Just imagine when you are coming up with new innovation, you don't get it right at once. So you have to try it over and over and over and over. So sometimes you could try it 3 times or 10 times and all the rest of them. But what happens is that why trying, you keep trying, because if you give up, you're not going to come out successfully with what you have in mind, the innovation you are building. And also, most of us in this ecosystem, we are innovators. So have you tried a different project? Have you tried building a solution and the solution is not going as you planned? Maybe they know what you are building. Are you a developer? You are building an app, or you are building anything, but you are not sure. You've been trying and you'll be failing on the process. Remember this, that is not failure. It's only when you are a failure, when you give up on that, that's when that particular solution or project or whatever you are building becomes a failure. So, you know, sometimes it happens to me as well. Sometimes I could want to do something, and if I get it right immediately, I may not really want, next time I may not know how to do that again. So even when I want to put someone through, when it comes to that particular maybe problem that I solved or solution that I brought, I may not really know how to put someone through because I didn't really experiment. Maybe I did it and it went at once. You see that you will not really understand what you have really done. But if you have experience while trying to bring out that particular solution, if you experience different, maybe you tried it the first one, it didn't work out well, maybe what you do is try another strategy. That's the learning process. You are learning because it's good that you learn, because those challenges come, you try, you fail, it makes you to try other strategies. While you are doing that, you are understanding what you are doing actually. So sometimes, or if not many times, a lot of people, innovators most especially, give up because they feel the project has failed. It has not really failed. Most especially for people in the blockchain space, in the fintech space, in the crypto space, understand this, that you are building products. Even if I want to cite example, like even the Luna project that is even facing crisis currently, they have not given up. They are still fighting. to get that. It only becomes a failure in the case of Luna. It becomes a failure when they give up. So as they are fighting, they are in the process of restoring the project. They are fighting, and they know by now they are going to be, today they are going to be transiting to Luna 2.0. I know this experiment, they are going to be seeing those loopholes, the loopholes that are made those crash to happen. So they are going to be understanding the project more, adding some more level of security, what's really made this project to fail. So that's how it is for us innovators, even individuals. As a human being, what happens is that you don't give up. So you fail and fail and fail. It's not failure. You are experimenting. Even in this ecosystem, the blockchain space, everyone is experimenting because it's at its infant stage. So everyone has that open field to experiment. It's just at the experimental stage. So you don't really get it perfectly well. So as time goes on, you are trying it over and over and over. You will see that you will get even better than what you expected. So I'm telling you this because I have experienced it, and I see you try. If you see successful people, when you ask them questions, you see that most of them failed on different projects. Maybe the one you know them for now is the one that is really working out. Maybe they have learned their lessons with other projects. So that's how it is. Never give up. Failure is not final. It's only when you give up that failure is final. So success, you learn better, you learn more from failure than success. That does not mean that success is not good. It's just that failure is an experimenting stage of life and on any project. Thank you. I believe I really spoken well to someone who wants to give up, or who is contemplating, or who is looking towards that direction of giving up. Know this, that even though it looks like that project, what you are doing, your life has failed, you have not failed. You still have time to continue with life and achieve that success that you so much desire. So that's it for motivation for this morning. So after this, we'll be going for a quick break. When we return, we'll be looking at different markets. We're going to be looking at stock market, commodity, FS, and cryptocurrency market. I know the cryptocurrency market, most especially, is not really doing that well. We are seeing a lot of reactions. So when we return from this break, we're going to be looking at all this. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Good morning, Africa, live on Cnetv. Let's go straight to what the market is really saying, starting with cryptocurrency market. Let's check some of those stats. When we were here yesterday, we saw that the market was trading sideways. So let's see how the market is currently trading now. Let's look at the entire cryptocurrency market capitalization, which we see now that has lost around 5.3%. That's what the entire crypto market capitalization has really lost. So if you look at that, you see that it's currently at 1.241 trillion dollars. We could recall that yesterday it was around 1.3. So having shed off those 5.3%, you see that it's really affecting the entire cryptocurrency market. Let's still watch out how this are going to play out. But crypto market is really experiencing some challenges now. I know that's not what we really wanted to see, but that's what is playing out. So the 24-hour trade volume there, you could see, is 117 billion dollars. I see that there is an increment there, 117 billion dollars. That's at 1175.65166.652. So let's look at the dominance there, and let's look at the dominance. We see that Bitcoin there is dominating. Bitcoin is dominating by 44.2%, followed by Ether, which is dominating at 16.7%. So that's it for the entire crypto market. Let's look at the top the cryptocurrencies by market capitalization. If you look at that stat on the screen there, you see that the market is not doing well, apart from the market cap shading off that 5.3%. You see that Bitcoin there, yesterday that we came, that we were on the show, yesterday we saw that Bitcoin was trading around $29,000, but this morning Bitcoin is trading at about $28,692. That made it has lost 2.8% in the last 24 hours and still going down there. So you see the stats is live there. It has lost 3.44%, currently trading at 28,702. So that's how the Bitcoin is trading this morning. So we are still observing that to see how all this is going to play out, and observe how the weekend is going to look like. But let's be hopeful. I know there have been some speculations around Bitcoin going down the more, but those are speculations. But one thing with crypto market, you can't really predict. You just keep observing. So following Bitcoin, there is Ethereum with the ETH, that's Ether, currently trading at $1,740. So that's what Ethereum is currently trading at. So if you look at there, Ethereum has lost 9.35%. Wow, that's higher than Bitcoin. So having lost 9.35% in the last 24 hours, it has really affected it, because we know yesterday it was almost $2,000 or thereabout. But now seeing that it has shed off 9.35%, I don't really know why that Ethereum is shedding off. I know there are some news around Ethereum and its challenges. Theta is next online. Theta is a stable coin, so we pass that. USD coin is a stable coin, so we pass that. So we look at BNB. BNB is not doing well this morning when compared to yesterday morning. It was trading above $300. Having seen that, you see that BNB is currently trading at $293. So that, and it has lost 7.67% in the last 24 hours. So it has really, this morning I don't think these top cryptos are really doing that much. They are bleeding, but not that much. But these are gradual bleeding that we don't know where it's heading to. So following BNB there is SRP on that number 6 list. SRP, that's repo, trading at 39 cents, $0.39. So it has lost 2.04 in the last 24 hours. So a lot of them, they're losing. Binance USD is a stable coin we pass. Cardano ADA currently trading at 0.45, that's 45 cents. It has lost 9.48% in the last 24 hours. Solana is not doing well as well. It has lost almost 13% there, 12.99%. And you see, it's currently trading at $40.69. So that's $40. That's what Solana is currently trading at. So Dogecoin currently trading at 7 cents. That's 0.07. So it has lost 14%. I say 14. I beg your pardon. It has lost 4.77% in the last 24 hours. So Polkadot trading at 8.72. That's $8.72. So it has lost 9.74%. So a lot of losses there for the top cryptocurrencies. I don't know how this is going to play out, but we are observing, and this is weekend. And this crypto market doesn't go on holidays. So let's see how all this play out. So away from cryptocurrencies, we are going to be looking at stock. Let's see how stock is going to be playing out. What is really actually happening in the stock market. So if you look at the stock market, you see that Apple is trading at $143.78 there, followed by Intel at 43.48, Cisco at 44.99, Microsoft at 265.90, Mac and Co 92.31. So you see top gainers there is Boeing 127.73 and NEC 112.94, Home Depot 302.81. So those are top gainers for stock market. So we look at away from stock market, we will look at commodities. Commodities are lines of gold, which is at 1,852.20. That's 1852.18. So those are live stats, so fluctuating there. Silver at 22.081. Copper at 4.2760. Platinum at 937.60. So palladium at 2010.00. Crude oil WTI is at 113.97. That's how far we can go there. We've been able to look at different markets. Having looked at cryptocurrency market, we've looked at we have not really looked at FS market there. So I forgot. Let's look at FS. So how are the currencies really trading against each other? Euro against USD is at 1.0748. So USD against Japanese yen currently trading at 126.94. So you look at GBP, that's pounds against USD at 1.2630. So those are some of the live stats there of FX. So that's how far we can go on market review there. We have looked at FS market, we looked at commodity stock and cryptocurrency market. So to join the conversation, you can do where to follow us across all our social media handles at Cnetv1, and also stay updated about all the trending news around blockchain, crypto, and fintech ecosystem, not only in Africa but the rest of the world. So that's how far we can go on market review, but we are still here for the entire Good Morning Africa show. So what happens now is that we'll take a quick break. When we return, we continue with the conversation, and next on the line there is going to be the trending headlines. You will not want to miss that. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. It's Good Morning Africa, live on Cnetv, a breakfast show that comes your way every weekdays, 7 a.m. West African time to 10 a.m. here. So I'm your anchor on this show, Lee. So you know how we ride it every morning here. We're helping you to kickstart your day in the right way. Most especially if you are looking towards this ecosystem, which is amazing. I see the future is heading towards the tech, blockchain, and fintech ecosystem. So a lot of conversations in trending headlines are going on. So that's why we are here to look at them, some of the headlines. Before we go for today's headlines, I want to have a recap on what really some of those trending headlines yesterday, in case you didn't really follow up to know what yesterday was all about. Some of those trending headlines yesterday. So on that list, you could see that we first on that list yesterday, not today, the trending headlines that we discussed about yesterday. So we had the visitor that came from he is a founder, a startup founder in the blockchain space. So he was here, so we got his insight on the SEC Nigeria cryptocurrency regulation. So we are also bringing in another guest. So we want to be getting different opinions from different backgrounds. So also joining us today is also a startup founder who is also going to helping us dissect not only the SEC regulation but around different trending headlines, but to dwell more on the SEC Nigeria cryptocurrency regulations. You know, we are also, when we'll be coming with the headlines for today, we will also be seeing some of the comments from the Federal Reserve Bank of America. Some of the vice chair are making some comments about stable coins and CBDC. So cryptocurrency has really come to stay. What I know regulators are finding it difficult in finding a way to go about the regulations, taxing, and all the rest of them. But all these things will be sorted out because the ecosystem is still at its infant stage. So they will be trying all those trial and error. Like I said this morning, failure is not the final thing. It's about giving up. So both the regulators, I believe, and the industry players are not willing to give up, and that will also help. Let's see how it plays out. So we look at the number one headline for yesterday. Kristalina Georgieva, who is the managing director of IMF News, calls for interoperability between different CBDCs at the World Economic Forum. So she was explaining about that particular headline. So it's talking about the CBDC. So she wants it in a situation whereby in different countries CBDC can be interoperability. What it means is that every CBDC, for example, Nigeria could easily connect to maybe Chinese CBDC and maybe the one for South Africa. So there will be the way we exchange currency. So automatically there will be this swapping. So you can easily convert to different currencies on CBDCs, just different CBDCs from different central banks of different nations. So that was a brief on what she really said. They are calling for that particular thing to happen. So I believe that's a good one from her. So we also talked about 65% of addresses voting yes to Luna 2.0, which is happening today. That Luna 2.0 is going live today, and we see many cryptocurrency exchanges has really suspended trading. But KuCoin listed the Classic, and they are also trading it. So everybody is keen on looking at that. So yesterday we looked at what it really meant for the industry, seeing that many people are going for 2.0. There's a fork that is going to be giving a bet to new Luna. That one, there are procedures for that. So during the course of today's headlines, because we have some headlines around Luna, because Luna is really a trending discussion because of the impact it has on the ecosystem. Because you see, even the Fed, some nations, I know the people are observing, nations or regulators are also observing, and so it played a part also in the cryptocurrency market that is really not really performing well. We saw over $3 billion in Bitcoin being sold out to see if Project Luna could be salvaged before the total crash. But it wasn't able, the 3 billion wasn't able to salvage that, and they are still working on salvaging it with the fork. Let's see how it plays out going live today. And news we have today, many exchanges are supporting this. So I told you how Huobi, Bitrue, Binance, and other top exchanges said to support Luna 2.0. We showed you some tweets by these major cryptocurrency exchanges throwing their weight behind Project 2.0, Project Luna 2.0. So we also looked at Ripple. The CEO of Ripple, they're looking at exploring the option of an IPO, initial public offering. Coinbase did that. So let's see how that plays out as well. Sango, which is a Central African Republic crypto project. World Bank is saying here, World Bank not happy with Central African Republic crypto hub project, says 35 million loan to CAR unrelated to CAR's crypto project. CAR there is Central African Republic, so that's the short form there. So the next headline was SEC, that's SEC Nigeria's cryptocurrency and licensing fee. So those are the opinions. We got expert opinions. Our guest was able to throw some light, and we'll discuss briefly about the not getting any response from the Minister of Finance, most especially the Minister of Finance. No word from him heard about that particular project. Our guest the other time told us that once there is no word from the Minister of Finance, and that's final unless the legislative arm weighs in. Let's see how that plays out as well. So that's all. We also brought you we didn't go deep on updates on our Dubai tour. Our team, and we have our team in Dubai doing a Dubai media tour. So we have some of those videos for you, because I promised you that we'll be bringing some updates on what is really happening in Dubai with our media team over there. So mostly it's about drawing attention, global attention to Africa, because that's what CNE stands for. So we are projecting Africa's creativity, innovation, uniqueness to the rest of the world, because there are amazing things happening in Africa. Africa is unique. We are endowed with a lot of natural resources and great innovators. So away from that, we look at headlines for today. Today's trending headlines, we are going to be taking a look at Elon Musk. That's the Elon Musk Twitter saga. Looking at the news yesterday that Elon Musk has brought out about $6.5 billion to show support for his acquisition of Twitter, the blogging platform. So that Twitter acquisition was suspended. Elon Musk claimed that there are a lot of spam accounts, that's unverified accounts, fake accounts on Twitter. So those are playing out, and there are a lot of lawsuits. Some investors, Twitter investors, are going ahead to sue Elon Musk. So because of what he's really doing, manipulation. They claim he's manipulating the market. Also, what does that really mean? We don't really understand what Elon Musk is doing about the Twitter takeover. But let's see. Some suggest that he is serious about the takeover, and he's going to be the CEO for maybe few months or so, or thereabout, till they get a CEO, a permanent one. So he has also been in discussion with Jack Dorsey on how to be able to go about this Twitter acquisition. We also observe and see how all those play out. So that's briefly on that headline. We'll be expatiating and having a lot of discussions around all these headlines as time goes on. So we look at KuCoin to support lunar migration and airdrop. Yesterday, KuCoin was not among the exchanges that we mentioned that we are going to support Luna 2.0, but we saw that they made an announcement later yesterday that they will be supporting the project Luna 2.0 that is going live today. So we also saw that particular exchange, KuCoin, listing Luna Classic and UST Classic. So it's currently trading. We saw it gaining over 68% as of yesterday, and also gaining about 43% this morning. So those are some of the stats around that, and we are still observing. So I will also be playing some of those their write-ups on how they are going to be supporting Luna. They said they are going to support both the airdrop, all the processes when it comes to Luna 2.0. So that's a good one there. Next headline there is CBN, that's Central Bank of Nigeria, debunks withdrawal of Naira notes from circulation. So there have been speculations over the week that the Central Bank of Nigeria are going around campaigning that they are going to withdraw withdraw the Naira note for that Naira is going to take over. But they have come out to debunk that particular story. So what does that really mean? The Naira, Nigeria, talking about withdrawing the Naira note is not good. It's not a good one yet. So that particular speculation or rumor about CBN withdrawing the Naira note, even if you want to look at it from even if they want to go ahead to withdraw the Naira notes, how that is not really going to be obtainable now, because even they went ahead to say that yes, the Naira and the Naira, the CBDC, is going to coexist, which is a good one, and that's for now a better way for the economy of Nigeria, because you cannot phase away the notes and want people to migrate to Naira. So because of, you look at what of the rural dwellers, or how are they going to go about it, the farmers, or do we have the infrastructure for the network, the connectivity? Do we really have it, even if we want to go ahead with withdrawing the Naira notes? So because how is it going to work? Is it going to work without network? Those are some of the, or even if you have all the infrastructure and everything, withdrawing the Naira notes is not obtainable now, because there are no much education, little education about the Naira. So it has, after the launch of Naira, we have not had a lot. Last year by the president of Nigeria, we have not really heard a lot about Naira. So no much utility, no use case, because nobody is actually going to make use of that for now, because there are no proper education. Even the crypto space, that's why we are here, to help educate people about how it was. So people will not really want to delve into using Naira CBDC if they don't really understand what this actually is. How is it going to help them? How does it work? Just those are questions that a lot of people are asking. Not that people are not willing to make use of Naira. What the question is, we don't really understand. So how are you, or what I don't know, how are you going to tell me to make use of it? Are you going to impose it on me? So those are steps. I know a lot of the industry players in the blockchain space have been calling that the CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria, should do some sensitization workshop, not only targeting the elite or the average middle class. Look at the rural dwellers, those ones in the villages. They should be carried along. So how are they going to really understand? The old women and men in the market, peasant farmers, how are they going to really understand all this? I know this is not a challenge peculiar to Nigeria alone. It's a general challenge. But because why I'm saying this, I'm channeling to Nigeria, is because of the CBN withdrawal of Naira notes. So it's good that they came out to debunk that particular story. So we're going to be paying attention, when we have our guests, having discussions around this. Actually, the question you ask, is Naira actually a failed project? That's a big question. Is it a failed project? Because we cannot really understand what is going on with Naira. What does the government have in mind? A lot of people don't really have the wallet. So you have there were issues of email confirmations, your BVN not aligning with the email. I know there was a time I tried opening email does not align with BVN email does not align with your bank email. There's something around that, and those are things. How do we get this resolved? If we, the industry players, are not even connected to it, how much more the other people who doesn't even know much about cryptocurrency on blockchain? So those are, if you go out there asking people, do you know about cryptocurrency? A lot of people don't really know about cryptocurrencies. Or some, just when you ask them of cryptocurrency, they don't know. But when you ask them of Bitcoin, they tell you they know about Bitcoin. Just few know about it. Then knowing about it is number one. So few knowing about it. Then how many of the few are really into it, are really making use of it? Not only trading, just exploring opportunities in it, using it to make maybe transactions and all the rest of them. Just few of them. So there are a lot of talk more. Talk about the e-naira, and there are these nations, people, in citizens, not only in Nigeria, citizens out there don't really trust their government easily. So, and also that's also happens in Nigeria. So those are questions that we ask. How are you going to use this to trace my transactions? Is it if I have issues, you just block my account? Is it going to be for a particular, to favor a particular set of people and not favor the other set of people? Those are questions around that. So when we have our guests, maybe we will also be looking at that direction, shedding more light on that particular headline. So we look at Binance to distribute Luna. That's the next headline. Binance to distribute Luna 2.0 airdrop to eligible users based on Terra's project distribution plan. Binance, I know why this headline is coming up. Binance has been calling that the traders, the ones that are not whales, so they should be considered more than the whales. So maybe people are thinking that maybe Binance will be having special plan, a special airdrop for such persons, maybe, but they are not going ahead with such a plan. I don't think it has already come up. I don't think they are even thought about it. So they are not going ahead with those plans. So if you are a Binance user, so this news, you're going to be receiving it as stipulated by the Luna distribution plan. So whatever Luna is going to distribute, that's how Binance is going to go ahead with that. So let's see how that plays out. But the joy there is that they are participating. So for those on Binance. So we look at next headline there. King of Thailand announces 0% VAT on crypto transfers until end of 2023. So nations are really embracing cryptocurrencies. I know one of the reasons why they want to do this is this only happens to regulated or licensed cryptocurrency exchanges. So if you are not licensed, you will not benefit from this. I believe this is a very good one. So even over here in Nigeria, talking about the SEC regulation, such a thing, what are the benefits of me being licensed? So these are one of the reasons you see that you enjoy it in Thailand. If you are a licensed crypto exchange, you're going to be enjoying 0% VAT on all transactions till 2023. That's the end of next year. This is to promote trade among regulated exchanges. So they want to promote cryptocurrency trading on those exchanges and also draw more attention and investment in this ecosystem. So we'll also be, when our guest joins us, we'll be looking at what this really means. Is it a step that other nations should take? We also see that CAL, that's a Central African Republic, is also doing a free tax on every transaction, incoming and gains of every crypto project there. So in Central African Republic, that's a nice one. We see nations looking towards that direction. So we look at our next headline. There is our Fed Vice Chair, that's Lael Brainard. That's the Federal Reserve Bank of America, the Vice Chairman there, Lael Brainard, saying that stablecoins could coexist with CBDC. That's a very nice one contribution from her there. So it's a very good one that stablecoins coexist with CBDC. So these are more we'll be looking at. So another headline there is crypto exchanges supporting Luna 2.0. So we're going to be looking at some of the cryptocurrency exchanges that are going to be supporting Luna 2.0 that is happening, going live today. So some of those exchanges that the confirmed ones are FTS, Bybit, Bitrue, Bitgate, Huobi, Lbank, HitBTC, Gate.io, KuCoin, like I said earlier, Bitfinex, Binance, Crypto.com, and Upbit. These are the cryptocurrency. I know there are many other ones. These are the ones, the top cryptocurrency exchanges that have really shown that they are going to support the Luna 2.0. So our next headline there is Paraguay is very close to regulating Bitcoin and crypto mining. So we'll go for a short break. When we come back, I'm going to be looking at these topics, and most especially going to be bringing some input on Paraguay, very close to regulating Bitcoin and crypto mining. That's a very welcomed one from Paraguay. So don't still stay with us. Very soon we'll be ushering our guests who will be helping us with some input on these trending headlines. We are still here live on Cnetv Good Morning African Breakfast Show. Stay with us, do not go anywhere. We will be right back. welcome back to the show. It's still Good Morning Africa live on Cnetv. It's a breakfast show where we get you started for the day. We help you get prepared for your day. So good morning once again, live on Cnetv. So how we normally do it, we do some motivation, check the market, both crypto, stock, commodity, and FS market. We'll take a look at the trending headlines, and so which we are currently on, and after that we'll be able to get our guests in who will come in and make some input on different trending headlines. But this week we've been paying attention on the SEC Nigeria cryptocurrency regulations, which is really affecting many startups. It affects everyone playing in the Nigerian blockchain crypto ecosystem. So I'm still on the headline. So we're not going to be looking at Paraguay. So Paraguay are very close to regulating Bitcoin and crypto mining. So that's a very good one. So they are almost close. The Senate last year has really written a bill there and forwarded it to chambers of deputies. That's what they call it, chambers of deputies, on Wednesday. So they approved the bill regulating crypto mining and trading. So according to that story there, the country Senate in December had already passed similar legislation, and the bill will now return to that body with chamber of deputies modification. Once the Senate approves this changes, the pending law will move to the executive branch, which hasn't yet signaled whether it will sign or veto. So according to that story, if the bill becomes law, individuals and corporate miners will have to request authorization for industrial electricity consumption and then apply for license. The proposal also creates a registry for an individual or legal entity aiming to provide crypto trading or crypto custody services for third parties, although the concept of exchange is not included. So according to that report, so those are the details about that particular story. So we'll be looking at that and see. So what they have in mind for that particular regulation is to attract more investors into the Paraguayan blockchain space. So this will really help them. So the miners and crypto traders, crypto companies will see Paraguay as a safe haven for cryptocurrency business and also mining. So they claimed, Paraguay claimed they have a low cost of electricity in that particular country. So let's see. Because of the low cost of electricity, they will be able to welcome many people in that country. So what every miner is looking at is the cost of electricity. So Paraguay are claiming that it has a low cost of electricity and constant supply of it. It will make it a safe haven. It now depends on what that particular legislation contains. So we look at, we also are going to be giving you some updates later on the show. We're going to be bringing you some of the conversations and interviews, interactions our team is having in Dubai. So you'll be able to see some of those videos, some of the things that are happening in Dubai. But what we all know is that major reason why our team is there is to be able to draw attention. It's more of a draw attention of the world to what is really happening in Africa. So discussions has been going on for startup investments in Africa, fund raising in Africa, so that projects will be able to have fun, most especially now that the SEC regulations now requires about 800 and something million naira, around to $1.2 million for those licenses and registration and whatever it is in that regulation. So those are things that many projects are looking at. So because we are showcasing that Africa has a talent, we have innovators, we have people that have built solutions, most especially in the blockchain space. A lot of projects. What really happens is that many projects in Africa are really building very well. But one thing is, it's not about building. I must say this. It's not about, if you're an innovator, it's not about building. Yes, building is important. Having the most sophisticated project or equipment or anything you need to provide your services is is very, very important. But that's not where it ends. You also need some exposure, some visibilities, so that you will be able to sell what you have. If you have a good project or a good product and nobody is seeing it, so it's really affects. So those are things we are looking at, discussing those conversations over there to see how to draw more attention, more visibility, more exposure to many African startups. You see many projects that are non-African, they know how to make use of the media. They know what it means to have good publicity. So they just build a little of what they want and they project it out there. And you see them gaining traction. Many of these projects that are top ranked, I'm not trying to talk them down. You will see that there are projects that are better than what they are doing it better, providing better services and solutions, yet they are not gaining much traction. So those are some of those discussions our team is really having over there in UAE. So many news will be coming. We are still there, getting you all the updates as they unfold. So we look at JP Morgan says crypto has replaced real estate as preferred alternative assets there. So I don't know how true this may be, but real estate has really been in existence for quite a long time. So crypto, but it's not how long though, it's how far. So we see JP Morgan saying that crypto has replaced real estate as preferred alternative assets. On that story there, you see financial service giant JP Morgan says crypto assets have now surpassed real estate in terms of growth potential. So according to that story, a report by Fortune, JP Morgan strategist guided by Nicholas Benituzulu says leading digital asset Bitcoin has room to grow, while also forecasting a slump in the real estate market due to rising mortgage interest rates. So that's brief about that particular headline. So JP Morgan believes that crypto has replaced real estate as preferred alternative asset. Those are more what we are going to be looking at. Do you really believe that crypto has surpassed or replaced real estate as preferred alternative asset class? So let's see. We are industry players. I believe in statistics, so we'll be able to know. I know real estate is really gaining traction. And also another thing is that even blockchain cut across different sectors, and also with the application of blockchain and the cryptocurrency itself, this sector we are talking about, the real estate sector, could also be modified and also make it gain more traction, more investments. So let's see how all this plays out. So now we'll be going for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with the conversation. We will be right back. Welcome back to the show. Good morning, Africa, live on Cnetv. I'm your host, Lee. And so we've been able to do a lot this morning. I've been able to shed many lights on the headlines from my own point of view, and also very soon we'll be getting our guests on board. But still on the CN Coin News Extra Dubai tour, media tour, we have some videos, maybe some of the interviews that our team over there they had with some of the industry players. So some of those videos will be showing you a short clip right away. So I don't know if the technical team some of the interactions our media team had with some of the industry players in Dubai.
To talk about what it is they do to really promote ourselves and to network, to be able to bring ourselves up and to create opportunities in Web3 for ourselves.
In fact, the major goal, that it has come to this venue. First of all, we are sponsors of all the idea of the ecosystem that is being created to develop projects. To have the capacity to, in one system that is being created, you have not only the financial provider, the project promoter.
Summit, it was an invitation by a friend, and obviously I was at this event before 3 years ago, so I know in general how this event would be. And this event is great because we want to create a Middle East presence. We want to create a good relationship. We're looking to register here in Dubai with the World Trade Center to get our license, and it's fantastic how welcoming this country is for the crypto industry, and we want to be able to come here and also give our contribution to grow the space.
Darklight company, an umbrella of companies that's concentrated in introducing cutting-edge technologies, utilizing raw materials, that are sustainable and innovative. And a few of them, the most important ones, only found in Brazil.
The summit, first thing, the summit is a fantastic initiative. It's a brilliant idea, bringing together great minds, great great minds in technology, in education, in climate change, and all of the relevant and sustainable development goals that are there. And it is also giving an opportunity for investors to meet with persons looking for finances.
A platform for tokenization of real-world assets, specifically about vehicles, private vehicles, like cars, yachts, or even aircraft. So to make it the process of buying and selling or financing these assets very easy and very convenient and reliable.
This is really the fundamental reasons, because when you see the blockchain technology, for instance, it's really an African principle. I did a speech on that in New York at the blockchain conference to say that blockchain is actually an African principle of how to organize communities, how to manage information so that information can have visibility, but also legitimacy and also validity. And so those are very fundamental African principles. But now we are using technology, computer science technology, to apply those principles. And I think that these technologies will be instrumental in helping Africa rise again, in helping transaction costs diminish, in helping visibility, in how we contractualize. So Africa is really the right place, I think, for me to deploy these new technologies, because they are a terrain that are needing the solutions more than anywhere else.
I'm the strategic lead of Sportress. It's a smart gaming platform built on multi-chain networks. We're looking at integrating our token also on major blockchain networks and list on major exchanges by end of June, actually. And what we're trying to do is to see how we can bring gamers on board to also make them benefit in the blockchain as an opportunity that is currently trending now.
Myself Ali Riza Abdul Ghaffar. I am the founder, chairman, and CEO of Ali Riza Group, and I am the founder and CEO of FINTECH Technologies. It is the first of its kind blockchain-enabled robotics platform. So we have our own NFTs, and we are doing one of the world's first of its kind showroom in the metaverse for robots.
Great. Well, I'm a lawyer in the space. I advise crypto and NFT and DAO clients. And really, this Bitcoin Baddies idea was really to create a safe space for women of all different industries to talk about what it is they do to really promote ourselves and to network, to be able to bring ourselves up and to create opportunities in Web3 for ourselves.
In fact, the major goal, that it to come to this venue. First of all, we are sponsors of all the idea of the ecosystem that is being created to develop projects. To have the capacity to, in one system that is being created, you have not only the financial provider, the project promoter.
Summit, it was an invitation by a friend, and obviously I was at this event before 3 years ago, so I know in general how this event would be. And this event is great because we want to create a Middle East presence. We want to create a good relationship. We're looking to register here in Dubai with the World Trade Center to get our license, and it's fantastic how welcoming this country is for the crypto industry, and we want to be able to come here and also give our contribution to grow the space.
Dakila, it's a company.
Myself Ali Riza Abdul Ghaffar. I am the founder, chairman, and CEO of Ali Riza Group, and I am the founder and CEO of FINTECH Technologies. It is the first of its kind blockchain-enabled robotics platform. So we have our own NFTs, and we are doing one of the world's first of its kind showroom in the metaverse for robots.
Great. Well, I'm a lawyer in the space. I advise crypto and NFT and DAO clients. And really, this Bitcoin Baddies idea was really to create a safe space for women of all different industries to talk about what it is they do to really promote ourselves and to network, to be able to bring ourselves up and to create opportunities in Web3 for ourselves.
In fact, the major goal, that it to come to this venue. First of all, we are sponsors of all the idea of the ecosystem that is being created to develop projects. To have the capacity to, in one system that is being created, you have not only the financial provider, the project promoter.
Summit, it was an invitation by a friend, and obviously I was at this event before 3 years ago, so I know in general how this event would be. And this event is great because we want to create a Middle East presence. We want to create a good relationship. We're looking to register here in Dubai with the World Trade Center to get our license, and it's fantastic how welcoming this country is for the crypto industry.
TV platform with our headquarters in Lagos State, Nigeria. So a very interesting conversation it has been so far, and it is 8:50 a.m. West African time. So we are still having the conversations and looking at the headlines, and also awaiting the arrival of our guest for today. So I'm so much happy that we've been able to look into a lot of headlines, and also been able to see the crypto market, the commodity market, stock and FS market. So very interesting one there. And also I'm happy you were able to see some of our videos from Dubai, that's United Arab Emirates, where our team is currently having a media tour there. So nice interviews there, and you could see some of the input and people how excited and how ready many people are towards coming to Africa. One thing I've seen is that people want to come, but they don't know how to come. So away from that, let me run you down again on the headlines. Elon Musk will continue with Twitter acquisition. So he has set up aside about $6 billion there. So we also looked at KuCoin support for lunar migration. Yeah, so we were able to also look at CBN has debunked, the Central Bank of Nigeria has debunked the withdrawal of Naira notes from circulation. So Binance to distribute Luna 2.0 airdrop to eligible users based on Terra project distribution plan. They are not going contrary to that Terra distribution plan. Next, the King of Thailand announces 0% VAT on crypto transfer until the end of 2023. Lyle Brainard, Fed Vice Chair, stablecoin could coexist with CBDC. Crypto exchanges supporting Luna 2.0, FTS, Bybit, Bitrue, Bitgate, Huobi, Lbank, HIT, BTC, Gate.io, KuCoin, Bitfinex, Binance, Crypto.com, and Orbit. These are major ones there. So we also saw Paraguay very close to regulating Bitcoin and crypto mining. You saw UAE, CIA, Dubai media tour. JP Morgan says crypto has replaced real estate as preferred alternative asset class. So, joining us this morning is Obasi Francis Ifegu. Obasi, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Obasi, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me, Obasi? Can you hear me? Also, I don't know, maybe he's trying to connect. Obasi, are you with us? Okay, we are trying to bring in our guest. Maybe he is still facing some technical challenges. So I'm happy that we have done a lot this morning. So we've been able to have motivation for the day. Look at breakfast motivation, market updates, news headlines, which I just read out again. Guests coming in, which is what we are at the stage now, having the guests come talking to us. So I don't know what is really going on. So we're going to be going for a short break because of our time. I'll go for a short break. When we return, we'll be coming on board with our guests for today. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back. Welcome back to the show. It's still Good Morning Africa live on Cnetv, a program that comes your way every weekday, 7 a.m. West African time to 10 a.m. So we bring you all the headlines, the trending headlines. We'll get to the market update, and we'll get to our guests who come to make their input on different trending topics. So today, I have with me joining us for this conversation is Obase Francis Ifebu, who is the CEO of Cassava. Obase, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm doing very well. It has not been easy waking up every morning to come have this show by 7 a.m. It's not easy. And thank you for joining us. We really appreciate. So we are going to be looking at different headlines here that is happening in the blockchain crypto ecosystem. So I will be getting your, because of time, just briefly getting your own opinion. Let's look at some of the headlines. Maybe we start with let's start with the lunar distribution. So we see many exchanges supporting that particular Luna 2.0. What do you think around that? Does it show that the ecosystem, the space, we are united, supporting each other?
See, when you talk about the lunar situation, right, there are several things that comes to mind. Several things, right? So there is the community aspect, there is the business aspect, there's the technology aspect, and then there is the security aspect. I know time will not permit us to look at several of these aspects, but so going straight to your question, yes, it shows that there is that unity in the ecosystem, in the community. Right? But beyond just the community spirit or the oneness, the question that should be asked is, does this actually uphold the tenets of blockchain technology? Remember, blockchain is supposed to be immutable, right? Transactions that are executed on a chain is supposed to stay that way. And then a chain is not supposed to split, unless, of course, when this kind of situation happens, right? And most times, when this kind of situation happens and the chain is split, there's usually an argument in the community, an argument of that reversal of transaction, or an argument of splitting a chain, just for the sole purpose of trying to reward the community. It means that blockchain itself cannot serve that function of a secured blockchain that would be used for transactions every now and then, right? Because the one way you should look at it is there are several products and solutions that have built both their business model and then their technology under the Terra network. Now, the Terra network to be splitted. It's not like when you split it, you're going to migrate all of these businesses alongside the new chain. These businesses now have to deliberately make a move to move from this now called Terra Classic to the new Terra chain. So it's a mixed feeling for me. So somehow it is good. There's that community unity, but at the same time, it exposes the fact that blockchain itself is not foolproof as we expect it to be until now. Even the Bitcoin, the only one you can really hold for sure that has gone through the test of time is Bitcoin. Ethereum once experienced this, if you can remember, sometime in 2016, yes, when Ethereum, forked into the Ethereum Classic and then the current Ethereum that everybody now knows. And in that period, so people had that mixed feeling of, how dare you, reverse transactions that have happened on the chain? What is now the immutability of the blockchain? So I feel like that's the same thing that is somewhat playing out. But again, a scholar once said that politics is only politics, or it's only good when it serves the purpose of a greater good. So he said, like politics, or democracy, I think, is a government of the people that serves the greater number of the people. That's Jeremy Bentham. So if the people are happy with the situation of forking the blockchain and then creating a new chain in the process, then why not? We'd all just embrace it and then forge ahead with it. At least it's better than the government just wading in and then trying to find a solution themselves. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Nice one there. Let's look at, away from the Terra, let's look at the ACC Nigeria. Also, we have a headline here: King of Thailand announces 0% VAT on crypto transfers until end of next year. And we are seeing Nigeria's ACC coming with a regulation that industry players believe that the licensing fees are very high. So what's your take generally? I know you are a founder, you are an industry player. So what's your take on the entire ACC Nigeria's regulation?
Just like the lunar situation, if you look at the internet, there's a lot of mixed feelings, right? Some persons are happy, at the same time they are sad, because the rules itself, the laws they put forward, they are not clear-cut. There are several discrepancies here and there. That's one. And then number two, myself, I am not a fan of hardcore regulation. The kind of regulation I like to imagine is the regulation that just puts government in its place in the society generally. So crypto blockchain has come to stay with the people, right? So what I expect government to do is use the same laws, existing laws, especially in Nigeria, as provided in our 1999 constitutions and other, acts of parliament and other, executive proclamations or declaration, and even decrees from the past military regimes. Use those existing laws to actually govern the ecosystem. By that, what I mean is, let the ecosystem continue to flourish the way it is. And then those who are found as offenders, you punish them according to the existing laws. So the kind of offenders I would like to see to be punished are people who outrightly scam people who takes people's money and not do what they say they want to do, people who, still go to people's wallet and then drain off their funds just because somehow they got access to those people's private key or their passphrase. Now, that is the kind of thing I want to see the government do. Like, I feel like there's no place for government and economics, right? The economy, when we talk about business, finance generally, the government should just be, on the background, looking at those bad actors. You can already know bad actors based on the fact that there are laws already in place that define these little things that qualify someone to be a bad actor or a good actor, right? So, but government now bringing itself all in, setting certain kinds of launchpad fees, setting certain kinds of rules, how much an individual can invest and cannot invest. So what I see at the end of the day is, by the time we follow on or we follow through with SEC rules, because they will keep bringing in more rules and more rules and more rules. And as the year goes by, we begin to see repugnant ones, the ones that does not make any sense, and then we start striking them out. Because first of all, who is making the rules? The government and the people they termed qualified. Just a group of persons, maybe 5, 10, 15, or 20 persons, deciding how an ecosystem that is housing over 100 million users should operate, right? So there is no how that few persons will now become very smart or smarter than these millions of people who are interacting with the ecosystem. So in terms of the creation of these rules themselves, they are already flawed. They are flawed because you did not really work with the community as far what should be and what should not be. Look at Terra. Terra is going to succeed. I mean, the Terra 2.0 is going to obviously, turn out well because it's a consensus. Just like every blockchain activity is expected to be. It's a consensus from a wide range of people, from the hundreds of thousands or even millions of people who are using that solution, that technology. They are the ones who come together, and then the majority of them say, yes, let's have a Terra 2.0 to help, cushion the effect or the effects that the 1.0 has brought to them.
Francis, by what you are saying, do you think you are sounding, are you not okay with the regulation? Do you think it's not
Yes,
really needed at this point in time?
I'm not okay with the regulation because one, the process that brought in the regulation is not good enough. A handful of people were just consulted who probably don't even have crypto businesses, right, to decide what should be the laws governing the ecosystem. Then two, economic history has shown over time that when government gets involved in economic activities, on a daily basis level, those economies rather, or the businesses in question, don't thrive as it should be because there's so much bottlenecks surrounding government regulations, what you should do and what you should not do. And in that process, you find out that innovation and bright ideas and experimental business solutions are trampled upon. People are scared, people are not able to try out things that would probably work. So I'm not a fan of regulation generally. I just feel like government should continue in the business of ensuring law, maintaining law and order in the way of creating opportunities that people will key into and all of that. Not look for a way to make more money for itself, and then you leave the people that you're supposed to even help out and dry. So when you take
Francis,
money from,
sorry,
I want to give you one instance. When you take money from launch pads, right? Because there is the aspect of the law that says launch pads are now supposed to pay certain amount, more like subscription fees, if to get a license for them to collect money from people as a form of investment. So if I am a dubious person, right, but I have my international passport, I have everything you need to use to check me, right? And then I pay the licensing fee, collect as much money as I want to collect. I think the law says like around 1 billion or 500 million. I'm not sure that every launchpad qualifies to collect per time. Okay, no, I think it's 50 million. Now, I collect all those money, but I actually don't even have any idea of what I want to use it for. Use it the way I want to use it, lavish it, and then come back to the government and make excuses. Has that stopped me from being a scam? The answer is no. Scams will always be, even with the existence of government regulations. So they should think of something better. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Looking at that, are you not just, you made mention that the regulation, you are not happy the way it was arrived at. Is it that's your challenge? Do you have any issues with the licensing fee? Are you okay with the licensing fee?
The licensing fee is too high. And why is focused on the licensing fees of the launch pads? Why is focused not on this launch pad before you start taking money from people? You need to show us proof that your launch pad actually have mechanism in place to make sure that when you take money from people and make investments, that investment will come back. Nobody's asking the question of the person who is running a launchpad business, how experienced are they? What is their go-to-market strategy? How will they make sure that when they take investors' funds, those funds will be seen? Everybody's just looking at only the money, the licensing fees, and all of that. How is these projects themselves going to, navigate this Nigerian economy and at the same time become relevant in the global scheme of things? Crypto is global. Even the Nigerian government or the SEC is not even looking at the global nature of crypto. They're just busy telling you how much you pay if you are to operate within the Nigerian ecosystem. They're not even asking how Nigerian businesses can, be competitive in the global economic ecosystem, global crypto ecosystem. So if I have a launchpad as a Nigerian, what is the SEC going to do for me to make sure that I attract someone in the UK, someone in the US, someone all over the world to invest in that launchpad, and then we can be able to give this money to Nigerian businesses, or that's Nigerian crypto businesses who wants to actually do crypto business? I don't see that in any of the SEC documents. I don't see that. They're just busy telling me about it's too much and it's not even necessary.
Okay, not seeing that. Is that their jurisdiction to make sure that people attract the right investors. And also, talking about scam, do you think the SEC most especially has done enough when it comes to clamping down on scams?
Well, I don't know if you know of any scam that they have clamped down on. Anyways, I don't know if you know, because I personally don't know. Everybody knows that when you take money from people in an unlawful ways obviously can be defined even within the context of the Nigerian state. One of the unlawful ways is when you maybe dubiously or somehow access someone's passphrase or secret key, and then you use it to take the person's funds without their notice. That's stealing. Stealing is punishable by the law, right? If you tell people that you are trying to build also business and you take their money without any sign of trying to build that business, that's also scam. But if you like, report to the SEC 1 million times, they will do nothing about it, because not because they don't have the jurisdiction to do something about it. At least as SEC that they should be able to work alongside other security agencies like EFCC, the Nigerian Police Force, and the likes of them, to try to clamp those people down. But not just because they cannot do that, they don't even think in that direction. They don't even care what is really happening, other than the fact that they need to regulate so that they can take some money for themselves. That's how I see it.
Also, mostly you are seeing that the regulation is about the SEC making more money from the industry players and startups. Okay, looking at that, let's see as how that follows that SEC cryptocurrency regulation. Let me look at this way. What's the way forward for crypto startups? We saw last year when the CBN took a stand against cryptocurrency in Nigeria, the Central Bank of Nigeria. We saw a lot of cryptocurrency and blockchain startups leaving the shores of Nigeria. What's the way forward for crypto startups with this new SEC regulation?
Yeah, at the end of the day, right? So the government have to decide if they want to lose opportunities to create mass jobs, mass jobs, if they want to lose the opportunity to bring back hundreds of millions of dollars every year into the economy, right? By, setting unnecessary rules like the one the CBN did, and even what the SEC is trying to do now, people will continue to leave until the environment becomes friendly. Nobody wants to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail, right? So that is why whatever I do, I even try to decentralize it. So I feel like when something is decentralized, you cannot hold anybody to it.
Hello, Francis. Hello, Francis. Can you hear me? It's like we lost him there. So we're still talking about the way forward for cryptocurrency startup with the new Nigeria SEC cryptocurrency regulation. So he was talking about that before we lost him. So a lot of discussions around this SEC, and we are trying to get opinions from different industry players who've been able to get from different backgrounds, and I believe this is also helping you. And if you have interest in this space and you want to know how this SEC regulation is playing out, do well to always hook up on Cnetv or coinnewsextra.com for more updates on that. So you look at Obasi. He's also a founder, so he knows how it is. We want to hear from founders who are really making impacts in the blockchain space, most especially in the Nigerian ecosystem, seeing how things are playing out. We want the best. We are not taking sides. We are here for objectivity. Want the best too, so that the SEC has many industry players are lamenting about this. I believe on this show maybe we can be able to get an SEC representative who can speak so that we can be able to balance this discussion. Who can speak from that regulatory point of view? We want to be able to see what actually do they have in mind coming up with these regulations? How did they arrive at this particular cryptocurrency regulation in Nigeria? That would be a very good fintech industry. So we want to hear from these startups, and we've been able to see that a lot of these startups and even industry stakeholders are not really entirely happy with these SEC cryptocurrency regulations. So most especially, most of the place they are pointing fingers at is just that licensing fee, which when totaled summed up amounts to about $1.2 million. And what another discussion there is that they didn't specify like local industry players and foreign industry players, knowing very well that the foreign players, they have more advantage. So that's another place a lot of the industry players or stakeholders are fighting that particular SEC regulations, and also discussions which could get Basi back to see. I would love to know how he feels about this particular regulation still that have been brought out, and we see CBN, which last year's February, prohibited banks and other financial institutions from providing financial services to cryptocurrency companies. And now that particular decree is still in existence, and you see that SEC is coming up with a regulation. So that looks like a contradiction. So how are we sure that after this, if I'll be able to raise the money and go through those rigorous ways of getting a license, that I will be able to have the services of banks, which is a major player when it comes to remittance, like transactions and all the rest. And you see, these have really pushed a lot of people. These even with the volumes are still coming out of Nigeria, even with the CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria's ban cryptocurrency, not ban, stand against crypto, that prohibition that it decreed to financial service providers and banks. So those are things we are also seeing the volumes. The major traders and industry players, they moved over to P2P, that's pay transaction, whereby you transact directly with other traders instead of using a centralized means in the case of bank here. So those are things, and it really made crypto transaction and remittance very hard in Nigeria, but people are now looking towards the P2P. And also I know it's really affected innovation. By now we would have seen a lot of innovations which will be, I know that decree made many fintech companies who are interested in looking towards the blockchain and crypto space to sit at the sideline, still observing how things play out. So we believe that we are here for the best, and we want everyone to really understand what this means, because Nigeria is taking a bold step there in coming out with a regulation. You could recall that Nigeria took the lead to launch e-Naira, which became the first, which made it to become the first African nation to come up with a CBDC, central bank digital currencies. And you know, it was on the headline. We are asking questions: is the e-Naira still alive? So those are some of the things. So I take you through the headlines before we draw the curtain on this. On today's episode of Good Morning Africa, I really appreciate your time here with us. So in case you're just joining us, and we just run you through the headlines, because I don't think our guest is yet back. So let's see some of the headlines there. Elon Musk will continue with Twitter acquisition. And you also heard from us this discussion. KuCoin said to support lunar migration and the airdrop. We also told you that CBN, that's the Central Bank of Nigeria, has debunked withdrawal of Naira notes from circulation. Binance to distribute Luna 2.0 airdrop to eligible users based on Terra's project distribution plan. King of Thailand announces 0% VAT on crypto transfer until the end of 2023. We also told you that Lael Brainard, who is the Fed Vice Chair, has said stablecoins could coexist with CBDC. And also on the news, we were able to read out to you some of the top cryptocurrency exchanges that have said or signaled that they will be listing the new Luna, that's the 2.0 Luna. Some of those exchanges include FTS, Bybit, Bitrue, Bitgate, Huobi, Albank, HitBTC, Gate.io, KuCoin, Bitfinex, Binance, Crypto.com, and Upbit. So we also told you that Paraguay is very close to regulating Bitcoin and crypto mining. We also brought you some video updates about Coin News Extra's UAE tour, media tour. And so we brought you some of those conversations and interviews that our team had with some of the industry players over there. And we also told you that JP Morgan has said that crypto has replaced real estate as preferred alternative asset class. So, rundown of the entire schedule for the show, which has really been an amazing one. I really appreciate we've been able to run down this week from Monday till today being Friday. Remember, this show comes your way every weekdays, Mondays to Fridays, 7 a.m. West African time. That's 7 a.m. WAT. WAT. So some of the highlights of the show, a brief introduction, and also followed by motivational word, speech or whatever, market update. So we're able to get to market updates from cryptocurrency, stock, FS, and commodity. We also brought you headlines, which I have been able to also run down some of those headlines so that in case you just joined us, you will not be left behind. I also brought forward our guest in the person of Francis Obase, who is the CEO of Cassava. So he made some input. We lost him because of some technical issues. So I hope he joins us again maybe some other time next week or thereabout. So we have a lot of questions for him. So I believe he will be joining us again so that we can have an extensive conversation around this. We want our people to understand what is really happening and the voice of our people to be heard, and we'll be able to tell our story the right way. So, amazing time out, I must say once again. I am your host for this show, Lee. And so I believe I'll be coming your way. Hopefully we'll be meeting again on this show on Monday with other interesting headlines. We're going to be compiling some of those headlines that you may have missed over the weekend. We'll compile what has really happened over the weekend and the ones that are on Monday, or when we come here on Monday morning, 7 a.m. Watt. So enjoy the rest of the program. We have many programs that will be coming your way. Just stay tuned so that you will not miss anything. And also do well to follow us across all our social media handles at Cnetv1. And also check out our website at www.coinnewsextra.com to get all the daily information about cryptocurrency, fintech, and blockchain. So I will really miss all of you on this show this weekend. But for now, good morning to you all. And on this show, Good Morning Africa. Have a blissful day. Bye for now.